The race for electricity rages on in the current war.
It's the J. Craig Movie Review. Movie Review. Movie Review.
The Current War is directed by Alfonso Gomez-Rejon. Now, I'm not familiar with his work. However, I am familiar with the cast of this movie. You have Benedict Cumberbatch as Thomas Edison. His protege is Tom Holland. You have George Westinghouse as Michael Shannon as George Westinghouse. And you have Nicholas Hoult as Tesla. And you have Katherine Wasterston. And you have a bunch of other characters in this movie. But it's a very, very star-studded movie. And for good reason. Now, this movie came out in 2017. At least it was made in 2017. I don't know if it got a limited release or what happened to it. But now this is called the director's cut. I don't know what was added or taken away from it. However, this is a pretty lean movie at an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. So it's not like they added a bunch of material. Maybe they re-edited it. I don't know. All I know is this movie is about the two electrical giants, Thomas Edison and George Westinghouse, and their cutthroat race to see whose electrical system would power the modern world. And in this case, it's really about the World's Fair of 1891 or 1892 that they're trying to get the job for, so everyone can see how well and how awesome they've lit everything up. So first off, the cast is fantastic. Okay, this movie's cast is phenomenal. Tom Holland doesn't have a lot to do with this movie, but everyone else from Michael Shannon and Nicholas Hoult and of course Benedict Cumberbatch, very, very well acted in almost every regard. It's the cinematography is absolutely beautiful. It's a well photographed movie. It's got some really good shots in it, and it's a well told screenplay, right? It's a well told movie. I really like this movie a lot, especially because it's about something that I don't know a lot about, but I do know a little. We have Henry Ford Village over here in Detroit, near in Dearborn in Michigan, and there is a lot of stuff about Thomas Edison there. They even have Thomas Edison's workshop. The actual building, they moved it to Dearborn at the Henry Ford Greenfield Village. And so I got to actually walk around in that building, and I'm pretty sure they shot his scenes in his workshop in that facility. And if they didn't shoot it there, they made it look exactly like it, because it is exactly like his workshop back from the late 1800s. So that's pretty cool. But again, I didn't even know who George Westinghouse was. I didn't know that he had all these inventions that he made that people just like, he developed a light bulb. But he got that idea from somebody else, right? So everyone was stealing from everybody. So while he is the founder of the light bulb, so to speak, he wasn't able to utilize that to light up everything else. So while he had patents on it, people were finding other ways around it. So George Westinghouse and Edison are in a race, and it's actually a pretty phenomenal movie in that regard. And it does show you, kind of like politics right now, where everyone's just cutthroat. They just throw smear after smear at somebody, no matter if it's got any reality to it or any factual basis. It's just about throwing smear. If you can say something's dangerous, it's dangerous. That might make people hesitant, right? So that being said, the one thing I didn't like about this movie was the negative light on Thomas Edison. I'm sure he was a bit of a bastard. And in this movie, he is just all work, and he's cutthroat, and he is just not nice. Now, people like that typically aren't nice. They're cutthroat for a reason. They're successful for a reason. But I found it fascinating to find out that he was just this. He was not playing nice. He was playing very dirty, and as was almost everybody in this particular environment. Now, one thing I also found very interesting was Tesla, played by Nicholas Hoult. I don't know a lot about Tesla, but one thing is I know he was a brilliant man. And he died alone. He died alone and never was able to capitalize off of his brilliance, which just blows my mind. So all in all, I was really impressed with this movie. It's a movie that I might not have wanted to see just by the title, Current War, about electricity. My wife wanted to see it. I was like, great, let's go check it out. And I'm glad I did. It was very, very well done. So if you're looking for something that's really thought-provoking, entertaining, and just showing you a bit of history, go check out The Current War. So, hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow the J. Craig. Go see the movie.
It's the J. Craig Movie Review.